Welcome back to Michigan Marksman. Today on the channel we're doing another edition of our series, the Shotgun Choke Test. Today we're at 15-17 yards with the M3000 Stoeger. We're going to be running a 12 gauge double aught buck through it. So this is my M3000 Stoeger, as you can see. It's got quite a long barrel, 26 inches to be in fact. So they're going to see what it can do at this distance. Let's take their first shot with no choke. Let's get blasting. Alright, here's the double aught buck 12 gauge we're going to be using today. It's a Ferrucci Defense, 9 double aught buck pellets in there. So that's the ammo we're going to be using. Right here in this line is the Stoeger M3000 chokes. We're going to be using 6 different chokes in there today, as well as the no choke for our comparison pattern. So we got no choke in the M3000 Stoeger. The target's down there at 15 yards. Let's put our first round in there and see what type of spread pattern we get. Dang, that's a wide pattern already. Let's go take a look. We hit right here with our spread pattern. Pretty massive at this distance. Looks like I broke my clip too. That's great, but big spread for our first pattern at 15 yards. Let's put in our first choke to see what happens. The first choke we have is this improved cylinder choke. It's a .720, so a 0.01 reduction. Typical inner barrel diameter for the a shotgun, a 12 gauge shotgun that is a .730. So this reduces it by 0.01. Let's take our first shot with the double aught buck with a choke. Alright, the first choke is in there. That's a .72, so a 0.01 reduction. Normal inner barrel diameter for a 12 gauge shotgun is a .73, just so you know. Let's take a shot with our first choke. Alright, let's go take a look. We overlapped again a little bit, but not bad. So right here is about the spot where we hit with that .720. So a decent spread reduction already compared to the no choke. That was quite massive with the no choke. So let's put our next choke in there and see what type of spread we get. This is a medium improved choke, a modified improved choke, excuse me. .710, so a .02 reduction in the inner barrel diameter. Let's put it in the Stoeger M3000 and see what type of pattern we get. Alright, we got the next choke in. It's a .710, so a .02 reduction. So let's take a shot, see what we got at 15 yards. Alright, let's go take a look. So we hit over top of it again. We hit right in here somewhere. A little bit of overlap again. But it's starting to clutter up the target a little bit, but at least we can tell, the 7-yard chokes from the 15-yard chokes. It's quite obvious, the spread pattern difference, really. So let's mark it up so we can tell and move on to the next choke. Alright, this is the next choke. It's a improved choke, a .7 choke diameter, so 0.03 reduction in the inner barrel diameter. Let's put it in the M3000 Stoeger. Let's hope it continues to reduce our spread. Alright, so we got the next choke in here. It's a .7. Let's take a shot, see what type of spread pattern we get. Still annoying that's not ejecting these. Let's go take a look at that spread pattern. The .7 we hit mostly right here. I kind of drew it wrong because I thought this was a new spot, but looking back at the old footage from the last time I came down here, that was on that line when I painted it. So, alright, so this is the .7 right there. Mild spread reduction. Overall, it's not too impressive just yet, so let's put in the next choke and see what happens. Alright, we got the next choke. It's a full choke. It's a .695. Let's put this choke in to see what it does. It's a .695. I'm thinking we're going to get more plateauing with our spread on this one. Alrighty, the next choke in here is a .695, so let's take a shot at 15 yards to see what type of spread pattern we get. Alright, let's go take a look at that. There's the .695 on the lower. Overall, we're still pretty consistent about our spread. Kind of plateauing again, like at the 7 yards as well. Not surprising. I feel like the Stoeger M3000 was definitely in the number 8 shot the most plateaued choke with it. So overall, not surprised. Let's put in the second to last choke and see what type of pattern we get. Alright, here's the next to last choke. It's extra full .685 choke. Let's put it in our Stoeger M3000 and see what type of pattern it gets at 7 yards. Alright, we got our .685 in there. Let's take a shot before the rain gets here, because I can tell it's getting closer. Let's go take a look. I think my optic may be slightly out. Shooting a little higher than where I'm aiming at. But we hit right there with the .685. Let's put in the last choke, the turkey choke, and try to hopefully hit here, but I doubt it, honestly. Alright, we got the turkey choke in here. On the last video with the number 8 shot, it was somewhere in between the .7 and the .695. Somewhere in there. It's definitely not the .7 like I had originally thought it was. Let's take a shot with it. Alright, so we got the turkey choke in the M3000 Stoeger. In the 7-yard test, it was the smallest, most reduced pattern with the double out buck. Let's hope that's the same with this 15-yard test. Let's take a shot. Alright, let's go take a look at the last one. So the turkey hit up here in this top right side. Obviously, the no choke had a massive pattern. The .72 and the .71 were generally about that spot. Well, that turkey choke came in probably a fourth, really, of that pattern size. These bottom 3 down here are definitely smaller, it seems. Overall, there was a lot of plateauing with this. So let's do overall breakdown. The 15-yard double out buck choke test with the M3000 Stoeger is mostly this bottom part of the target. Obviously, the no choke is massive. It covered a huge part, followed by the .72, the .71, and the turkey. Overall, these bottom 3 did pretty good at reducing that pattern with the overlap and whatnot. It becomes hard, but looking on the top of the target, you can definitely tell the difference between the 7 yards and the 15 yards. Overall, I'm really not shocked with the results of the M3000 Stoeger choke test with the wild buck. It just is really hard, to reduce. That only 9 pellets, really, if you think about it. So, no matter how much restriction you get, it's definitely not gonna, massively reduce the spread because it's still 6 pellets coming out of this, 26-inch barrel. So, I'm pretty excited though for the next videos we got coming up. It's the Keltec KSG-12 with shotgun chokes and double out buck. We're going to do the same yards at 7 and 15 to see what type of patterns to get. Definitely subscribe if you're interested in watching those videos, and definitely give this video a like. It definitely helps my channel and helps me get more exposure on YouTube. Trying to grow this channel into something that can be quite entertaining for everyone. Like we like to say here on Michigan Marksman, just keep blasting.